China economy strong. Building China economy. 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 Economy for China. For China. Hello everyone, this is Argent, and we have here today some more hijinks and efficiency stories from the most powerful economy on earth with the most powerful country on earth. This is China economy strong. So I couldn't find a specific story on this one. There's a whole bunch of mentions of this, but I couldn't find an in-depth article. So we're just going to talk about it. So it turned out that close to 100 companies in China were making something called stinky tofu. Stinky tofu is a type of fermented tofu that smells very bad, but apparently it tastes pretty good. It's a very kind of pungent, strong-tasting fermented version of tofu. And I mean, there's lots of things you ferment, like alcohol, that people like the taste of, but that has basically gone bad. So that's okay. I mean, I probably wouldn't eat it because I don't really like tofu, but I get it. However, it was determined that a combination of sewage, slop, and iron sulfate were being used to accelerate the production and improve the appearance of their fermented product. I was also able to find out that some companies were just taking pieces of raw sewage, frying them, and selling it as fermented tofu, and people were eating it. Let's see here. So yeah, so that's efficiency. China is like, fuck that. We aren't going to grow soybeans. The soybean for export to improve GDP growth. We do not need to use soybean to make tofu. Instead, we use raw sewage to make tofu. So this is the closest thing to an article I have. Stinky tofu contaminated by sewer water leaves man fighting for his life. Of all the street foods that beckon you as you pass it by, it's the stinky tofu that calls out the loudest. It may be offensive for those who have never tried it, but its aroma is sharper than any other food. For one man, however, a plate of stinky tofu was almost his last. Mr. Su was hospitalized after he suffered major organ failure and fell unconscious for a week as a result of eating stinky tofu, reports the Wenzhou Daily. One day at the end of June, Su bought some stinky tofu to take home with him. Followed by diarrhea and vomiting. He thought he had sunstroke and decided to stay home rather than pay for a hospital visit because in a communist country you can't use the health care because of how expensive it is. I mean, if that's not communism, I don't know what is. Instead, he decided to drink boiled water. I love how they have to boil the water before they drink it in China. Oh, advanced country. Invest in infrastructure, but not in water boiling. The next day, things had gotten so bad that his roommate took him to the Wenzhou City Hospital. At this point, Su was very dehydrated. His blood pressure was fallen, and he had okay, let's see here. Liver suffered acute failure of his lungs, liver, kidney, and blood circulatory system. Said that if he had received treatment a half day later, he would have been dead. He'll need a month to fully recover. His hospital bill was detrimental to China economy, and after he recovers, he will be killed and his organs sold to make up for the loss of productivity. Doctor said the tofu was likely contaminated by feces in sewer water. Well, that's great. When asked if he suspected anything at the wrong at the time, he said, "The stinky tofu was the same as usual. I could not taste anything wrong with it." So that's the sewer water in the that is used to make so accelerate the process and fermentation of the food product. It can take around 6 months for the tofu to be ready to sell, but the companies just wanted to get the food product on the shelves as fast as possible to make money. So they were just taking pieces of sewage, they were frying it up, and they were using it to make tofu. And if that isn't efficiency, if that isn't saving the good stuff for export to improve the growth rate of China GDP, I don't know what is. So we salute you, China, for your efficiency. And as always, I'm going to sing us out. This is China moment. China moment. This is China special time. This is China moment. China moment to shine.